Our subject today is History, Standard 8, Chapter number 4, The Freedom Struggle of 1857. This is part 1. Okay, let's continue with our introduction. Over the past few chapters, you have seen how over a period of 100 years, 1757, 1857, the British established their rule over most of India. The political, economic, social, and religious policies followed by the British government in India caused anger and discontent among the people. During these 100 years, there were several uprisings against the British in different parts of the country. But these unrests were localized and were put down by the British. However, tension continued to simmer below the surface. It finally erupted as the Revolt of 1857. The Revolt of 1857 was a large-scale rebellion against British rule, which swept across northern and central India in a series of violent uprisings. If it had succeeded, it would have marked the end of colonial rule in India. But after battling the rebels for almost 2 years, the British managed to crush the revolt. They went on to rule India for another 90 years. But the revolt of 1857 had such far-reaching consequences that some historians refer to as the First War of Indian Independence. Let us study the causes, the main events, and the consequences of this revolt. Not only peasants, farmers, but zamindars, some watandars, Indian sepoys means soldiers, common people also stood up against the Britishers. So let's start with the reason behind struggle of 1857. First reason, farmers and common people became bankrupt during the company rule. Second point, commercialization of agriculture. Third point, India's drain of wealth towards Britain. And fourth point, Indian sepoys were ill-treated by the company and their salary and allowances were very less compared to the British soldiers. As we have known, British started rule over India after defeating Siraj Dowla in Battle of Plassey in 1757. Britishers were ruling over India from 1757 till 1857, total 100 years. After that, again 1857 till 1947, 90 years, means total 190 years they ruled over India. So in this lesson we are going to see how the struggle started against the Britishers. Let's continue with our first paragraph. In 1857, a great struggle took place in India which completely shook the British government. This struggle did not arise all of a sudden. Earlier as well, many such struggles took place in India against the British. The scope of the struggle of 1857 and its background was taken into consideration by Vinayak Damodar Savarkar in his book The Indian War of Independence 1857. Later, many revolutionaries got inspiration from it to fight against the British. First point is struggle before 1857. At every place where the British rule was established in India, the local people had to bear the ill effects of British government. The Indians started feeling that they are exploited in every strata due to the company's rule. This resulted in increase of discontent against their rule. Okay, now what they have said us in this paragraph: British established their East India Company, and so for that thing they means in many ways they were harassed local people. So that is why Indians means local people started feeling they are exploited in every manners, in every way due to the company's rule. And according to them, this was the resulted in increase of discontent against their rule. Now discontent is what? Means dissatisfaction. Understood? Farmers and common people became bankrupt during company rule. In 1770, there was a major famine in the Bengal province. But the British rulers were indifferent and insensitive towards Indian people. Insensitive means they never show their mercy towards Indian people. See, from 1763 to 1857, the peasants of Bengal participated in the rebellion led by Sannyasi Fakir. Similar revolts took place in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and South India. Umaji Naik also gave a strong fight against Britishers. He organized the Ramoshis and the local youth to revolt against British. They drew a declaration and appealed to fight against the British and overthrow the government. They inspired people in Pune, Satara, Ahmednagar, Solapur, Nashik, Bhor, etc. In 1832, Umaji Naik was arrested and hanged to death in Pune. You can see the picture of Umaji Naik in textbook. See, he organized Ramoshis and local youth to fight against Britishers, and then he declared and he appealed to fight against them and overthrow the government. He inspired people, common people, those who were harassed by the Britishers. Then he came in Pune, Satara, Ahmednagar, Solapur, Nasik, Bhor. And finally in 1832, he got arrested and then he hanged to death in Pune. The Indian tribes and forest communities also challenged the British rule. Their livelihood was dependent on forest resources. The British laws put restrictions on it. Consequently, Bihar, Kolam area of Chota Nagpur, Gonds of Orissa, Santhals of Bihar fought against the British. The Gadkaris from Kolhapur and Fond Savant from Konkan also challenged the British. Before 1857, some zamindars and royal class from different territories rebelled against the British. See, tribal people, forest people, all communities came together and they stepped forward to against the British, against the British rules. Even though their livelihood was dependent on forest resources, the British laws put restrictions on it. And consequently, what happened? Bihar, Kolameria of Chota Nagpur, Gonds of Orissa, Santals of Bihar fought against the Britishers. The Gadkaris from Kolhapur, Font Sawant from Konkan also challenged the British rules. And before 1857, some zamindars, royal class from different territories, means those who were rich family, those who were from rich family, they also come forward and they fought against the Britishers. Now rebelled means what? To reject, resist or rise in arms against one's government or ruler, means not ready to accept any rules or regulations. To resist or rise against some authority, control or tradition. Sometimes we also not ready to accept some indifferent things. So like that. Got it everyone? In the army of East India Company, there were many Indian sepoys. They were ill-treated by the company. Their salary and allowances were very less compared to the British soldiers. In 1806 at Vellore and in 1824 at Barakpur, the revolt took up a fierce form. See, during East India Company, in that army, many Indian sepoys were there. Sepoys means soldiers, and they were also ill-treated by the company. For example, less salary, less allowances, means not paying allowances, not extra amount in the form of money as compared to the British soldiers. And it happened to revolt in a fierce form. Fierce form means in an intense form, aggressiveness. Okay, I hope you have understood this part. Next part we will continue in next module. Thank you.